We all have our own Dakota name, and we all have our sisters, brothers, cousins, whatever, aunties, and we never used their names like modern day, like my sister Lucy. I would call her my tanke, my older sister, you know. So that kind of kinship, it's sort of coming back now, but that the old days when I grew up, nobody used their names. They'd say my aunt, or my, you know, kunshi, my ina, my auntie, or dikshi, uncle. It was never Robert or Jack or Joe, you know. So that kind of kinship is kind of respecting, and then it identifies who we are too, and how we're all related.
Yeah, kinship was one of the things that our people held very close. When we were growing up, we were told that all the old people, whether they were blood related or not, we were to call them grandma and grandpas. And all the women who had children and that, whether they were related, blood related or not, we called them aunties and of course their husband, uncles and that. And our relatives, we didn't go as far as a second cousin or anything. We went according to our first cousin, which we would adopt them as our sisters and brothers. That's how we were brought up to know our relatives and that. And today, it's different because a lot of our young people really don't know who they're really related to. So it's kind of a mixture. And then they call you by the first name. We never did that when we were growing up. We weren't allowed to call anybody by their first name.
Cultural custom of child rearing with the grandparents. Before, the firstborn of the parents would give their child to the grandparent. The reason or the premise for that was to, first of all, that they didn't know how to raise their children at the time. They thought they weren't good enough to raise their children, or didn't know how yet. The chaske, or the firstborn child, boy, the grandparent would be one taking them out to hunting, learn how to hunt, know where to hunt, know the hunting areas, know how to track game, how to snare rabbits. Those were the important to provide for the family, and know the traditional customs of praying, of thanking the animal for the giving their body for sustenance, and the spirit to be set free to the Creator, or Wakantanka, as they call it, as they say. The Winona, the firstborn girl, the grandma would take her, and she would be taught how to make moccasins, sew moccasins, make cradle boards, how to parent properly. Those customs are all written. We're all passed down orally, and by a person doing it for them, and showing them how to do it. We lost a lot of our stories and our customs through when they were outlawed in the 1940s to the 1970s. We're all underground at the time because they're trying to colonize the First Nations, and they were underground, and that's how we lost a lot of them, through residential schools, through ICFS or Child Family Services. They were trying to break that bond from parents to children, and grandparents to children. They did a good job, but now we're bringing them back.